Good afternoon, everybody. Yep, today we're going to talk about our right to keep and bear arms. This is an older shotgun I happen to have. A nice tool, and that's what it is. It's a tool. And a lot of people, when they talk about the Second Amendment, they bring up the fact of a black powder gun. You know that it doesn't have as many shots, and this has two shots, and it's an old shotgun. It's a double barrel, so I can fire twice. Well, our colonists couldn't; they had to fire once. This is a black powder gun. You have to put black powder in it. You have to take your stopper down here, your ramrod, put that down in there. Then you have to put basically a pad. You got to pound that down in there, and your ball, and you got to do all that, and then you get one shot. That's it. Okay, and that's what our founders had, and it's true. Okay. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Now, that's an important statement. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So, what is a well-regulated militia? Well, I'll tell you what it's not. It's not a National Guard group, because the weapons are in the National Guard building. And it's not an Army Reserve, because that building houses their weapons. A militia, everybody has a gun. And it's stored in their home. And when the militia is called up, they all come out of their homes with their gun, prepared to fight whatever enemy it happens to be. It's an emergency situation. And it's for self-defense. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Well-regulated militia, those men coming out, being necessary to the security of a free state. A free state. That's what we are. We're a free state. And if a militia is necessary for the security of a free state, that's why the rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Because if you take the rights away from the people, we lose our guns. If you lose your guns, you got no way of defending yourself or others. No, the idea that, well, we don't need 4 clips and 20 rounds of ammunition, whatever number you want to come up with. Well, that's true if you're out hunting a deer. A deer can't shoot back. But if you're going out and meeting an enemy that's crossed, say, the Bering Strait, or they've parachuted into North Dakota, or they've come across Mexico somewhere, or the ships have landed on the East Coast and they're marching, well, then we need some firepower. And this black powder gun that everybody wants to bring up, and they talk about an AK, being a military weapon. Okay, so what? So was this. This was the state-of-the-art military weapon at the time of our founding. And that's just a fact. And so in order to keep up with the arms race, we need at least near state-of-the-art in order to defend the country. And that's what the Second Amendment is. You know, when we talk about constitutional theory, you know, it's what our founding fathers were trying to think. I just want to be sure I have the reading right here because this is our Constitution. Amendment 2. A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state. And a well-regulated means that we're probably out there practicing. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And I know a lot of people want to talk about defense. You know, maybe you're being robbed, or you know, somebody's trying to do some other evil against you, and you pull out your gun and you defend yourself. Well, that's fine, and I'm not arguing against that. But what I am saying is that's not what the Second Amendment's for, and it's not a right to hunt. Our founders did not come back from a hunting trip. They came back from war. And they were setting up a government to preserve the Union. These are just facts. When we talk about shootings, mass shootings, things of this nature, you know, they aren't obeying the law. The fact that they're murdering someone tells you they aren't obeying the law. And those things should be illegal. Those people should be punished. And we need to find another way other than taking everyone's rights away. Every time we've had a tyrannical state anywhere in this world, the first thing that's happened is they've taken the guns away from the people. Why do you suppose that is? Well, it should be obvious, so as people, we can't fight back. See, it's not just the army parachuting in. We have to worry about a government becoming so much in tyranny that they're going to come after the citizens too. And we have to be able to fend off a government attack against us. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's not the easiest thing to talk about. But you can't just automatically run to court every time. Sometimes you have to pick up arms and you got to take matters into your own hands in defense of the Republic. The Second Amendment is important for that reason, to defend ourselves against tyranny. Now, if you remember, there were plenty of times when the government had weapons and we didn't. Think of the Boston Massacre, for instance. There's a perfect example of the citizens didn't have guns sitting in the street and they were shot. Fine. Now, I know they were instigated, but they still fired into a crowd, an unarmed crowd. No, I want you to keep an idea of why we need our Second Amendment. And I'm not denying that you don't have the right to defend yourself and you don't have the right to go hunt. In fact, the state I live in, it says so right in our state constitution. But what I'm focused on is our federal constitution. And I do believe under natural law, which we talked about a while back, that you do have a right to defend oneself. And that's kind of a natural right. But now we're talking about defined rights. And the right to keep and bear arms is a defined right. It's not a freedom. And there's a difference between rights and freedoms. Rights can't be curtailed. Freedoms can. I want you to think about that for a few minutes. And we'll talk again. You have a good day. Bye.